Alright, Shalom. I want to start off by giving our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who will learn this truth from, and I'd like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. And today, I just want to go into, an article real quick about this guy, Jerry Springer. He died today at the age of 79. So I'm just going to go into this and bring out a few scriptures. Lord willing, this lesson is at a fun straightest point. And this is from the New York Times, and it says, Jerry Springer, host of a raucous TV talk show, is dead at 79. The confrontational Jerry Springer show ran for nearly 3 decades and became a cultural phenomenon. Mr. Springer also had a career in politics. And Jerry Springer, who went from a somewhat outlandish political career to an almost indescribably outlandish broadcasting career with the Jerry Springer Show, which by the mid-1990s was setting a new standard for tawdriness on American television, turning the talk show format into an arena for shocking confessions, adultery-fueled screaming matches, and not infrequent fistfights. Died on Thursday in suburban Chicago. He was 79. His death after a brief illness was confirmed in a statement by Gene Galvin, a family friend and executive producer of Mr. Springer's podcast. Mr. Springer earned a law degree from Northwestern University in 1968 and started a political career, winning election to the Cincinnati City Council in 1971. But he was soon embroiled in the type of personal scandal that would later fuel his talk show. He resigned in 1974 after he was found out to have written a check for prostitution services at a Kentucky massage parlor. But Mr. Springer was nothing if not resilient. But Mr. Springer was nothing if not resilient. He was reelected to the council in 1975. One of his comeback speeches nodded to the prostitution controversy. A lot of you don't know anything about me, he said, according to the Cincinnati Enquirer. But I'll tell you one thing you do know, my credit is good. He was elected mayor of Cincinnati in 1977, and in 1982 he ran for governor of Ohio, addressing the incident forthrightly in a campaign advertisement. So pretty much, just going into this man's career, being the mayor of Cincinnati and this and that. So, these are just some of the clips from, previous episodes that premiered. But pretty much, just like a lot of us, just like, the brother, Amawanga Bar mentioned in this video, we've all, grew up and seen this madness on TV, and there's things that we shouldn't have seen, because that's pretty much what the Jerry Springer Show is, and all the other shows that are patterned after, his TV show is madness, is Folly, and it's pretty much patterned and designed to make, the nation of Israel look bad, So, I'm just going to get into the scriptures. I'm going to start in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 6, and it says, Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. And yes, Folly is set in great dignity, and that is just one example. The Jerry Springer show has Folly because it's pretty much having these people, come on, national television and make a fool out of themselves, by airing out that dirty laundry. And, it's madness, you know. And pretty much, again, like I said, it's set up to make the nation of Israel look bad, So I'm going to go to the book of Deuteronomy, go to the curses. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Verse 37. And it says, "And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee." And yes, we have become an astonishment, a proverb, a byword, That's why they call us, niggas, spooks, wetbacks, these names, and so forth, because it was written that we've been called these things. And then again, the Jerry Springer show again was an example of the folly that, our people would do. We become an astonishment, because some of our people would go on there and make complete fools out of themselves, It's, an extremely, it's madness. Slocky. I'm not trying to ramble, but it's pretty much madness, because that's all it was designed to do, was to make us look bad, When we're in the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 10, and it's all designed at the end of the day, by Esau, Edom, and then, if I'm not mistaken, Jerry Springer was also, an Amalekite, a so-called ish person, a small hat, if you will. He was one of those. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, and verse 10. And it says, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night." Yes, primarily it's going into, the elite of the nation of Edom, that pretty much put our people, of course, first and foremost is ultimately from the Lord, that put these curses upon us. But, Esau, Edom, by way of his system, and, his drugs and so, such slakia. Pretty much, Esau, Edom is, part of the reason why our people are messed up the way they are, They accuse of us of doing wickedness, but meanwhile, this man is destroying the earth, They'll do these rituals, and, go to their prognosticators, their witches, their warlocks, pretty much, tell the Lord, like, hey, look at your people, look what they're down here doing. But meanwhile, they're part of the reason why, our people are this way, they're part of the reason our people are wicked, So I'm going to go to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse 15. And it says, "Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on his naked, that thou mayest look on their nakedness." Yes, that's pretty much what Esau Edom has done, He's gotten our people drunk, with the ways of Babylon, And pretty much he sees our people, Esau knows that, if we stay in sin, the further away we move from, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But he knows if we're in our right mind, then pretty much he'll be taken out of power. But that's what he's doing, he's the accuser of our brethren. He's causing our people to do these things. And also, he's accusing us of these things. But ultimately, Esau Edom is going to be taken down. But also, it's, Israel's fault as well. So I'm going to go to the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6, and it says, "My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children." And yes, that's what happened to 2/3 of our people. They're destroyed, not physically, but mentally and spiritually they're destroyed, because they're non-believers, they refuse to, hearken unto the word, they refuse to wake up, they're stuck. Slakia, they're stuck in the ways of Babylon, they like it here, they love this oppression, but, only a remnant is going to return, but, our people they're gone. So I want to go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4 and verse 22. It says, "For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge." And yes, again, a prime example is our people being on the Jerry Springer show, pretty much doing wickedness, They have, just like it says, they're wise to do evil, so, they commit these wicked acts, whether it be adultery, murder, living that alternative lifestyle, if you will, they're wise to do these things, but to do good, they have no knowledge in it, And pretty much the Lord called them stupid, because that's what the word sadish means. It means stupid, because the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they're stupid, they are. And they're going to be destroyed for their lack of knowledge, because that's pretty much the time that we're living in, We're upon the time of Jacob's trouble. So I'm going to go to the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, and verse 8. And it says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire and refine them as silver is refined. And I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is my power." That's pretty much what's going to take place in the near future, 2 parts therein, 2/3 of the nation of Israel will be cut off and die, for their wickedness, because they have to be reborn, because they, won't get any better. I'm just going to bring that out. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 5, and it says, "Why should ye be stricken any more? Ye revolt, Slaki, ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart is faint." And yes, 2/3 of our people will only get worse and worse, if they continue, which is why this current generation has to die, because it's getting gradually worse and worse by the day. They're getting worse and worse. Hence the reason why they have to be cut off and be reborn as the kingdom be born, into their right minds. Because right now they're long. It's like they're gone. They're too far gone, to be waking up, to try to repent. Then I'm going to end it on this book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9. And I'm going to start at verse 20. And it says, "So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were coming to it. And I saw and spared it greatly, and I have kept me a cluster, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people, and let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept in my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect." And yes, again, the multitude of our people, the 2/3, will be, punished. They will be destroyed. But only the elect of the nation of Israel will be kept, will be delivered, in the time of trouble. And it's lucky, because I forgot to bring this out. Going back to the book of Jeremiah chapter 2. Excuse me, it's lucky. Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 21. And it says, "Yet had I planted the noble vine, wholly a rice seed, how thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me." Because yes, at one point in time, the nation of Israel was a noble nation. We were pretty much, how can I say, the cream of the crop. We are the best nation. Well, we are the best nation, but obviously not in our lowest state. But we're a noble nation. The best to rule. But since we went off, and didn't follow the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments when we came out of Egypt, He punished us by, first and foremost placing these curses upon us, and then, putting us in captivity under these heathen nations, primarily Esau, Edom, and making us a reproach for the whole earth, because pretty much, the entire earth sees, us in our lowest state, Then I'm going to end it on this. And this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 11, verse 5, and it says, "Many kings have sat down upon the ground, and the one that was never thought of hath won the crown." And yes, even though right now the nation of Israel, we're in our lowest state, because first and foremost we went off and we were paying for, our sins past and present. We're suffering these curses, but ultimately, the nation of Israel will be risen up again, and to never fall and to never sin again. Israel is going to wear the crown. The nation that's never thought of is going to wear the crown, is going to rule the world again, in eternity. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from. And I'd like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. To the next time I say Shalom.